what this means. Just to give you a little bit of history on this in terms of collaboration. I know the interministerial team that we've developed today got involved in this as a result of the studies that were done by, first of all, Ontario East Economic Development and led by Dan Taylor here in the back. Then Southwestern Ontario and Durham also completed their own studies in tandem with that. One of the recommendations was that we needed to start working cooperatively as ministries in order to move this agenda forward. So we agreed to work with Dan and his team on that. So basically, we created a Creative Economy Alliance. Some of the members include Prince Edward County, Chatham-Kent, Durham, Port Hope, Oxford, Haliburton, Huron, Centre Wellington, Minto, just to name a few. So you get an idea of the different size communities involved in this. On December 1st of 2009 at the Trade Centre in Toronto, we actually had a stakeholder and interministerial meeting. We were expecting, I think, maybe to get 10, 15 people out, and we had closer to 50. So that really demonstrated the interest for that event for us. So what we did at that meeting is we actually developed two different subcommittees. One was a definition subcommittee made up mostly by the stakeholders in the group, the community stakeholders, and then we developed an interministerial team to help move the agenda forward from a policy standpoint. So since then, what we anticipate and are hoping that will be the outcomes for this is the definition subcommittee is working at establishing clear working definitions for the creative economy that can be utilized by the stakeholders. And that's, again, speaking to the common understanding that we need to promote with this. The Martin Prosperity Institute has certainly been very helpful in that. And we also have staff involved from OMAFRA that design and develop the economic analysis tools. So they've been working in tandem on trying to generate some information for that. The interministerial team decided that we also needed to have some actions that came out of that. And some of the things that we're working on right now, and I think hopefully you found as part of this presentation today, is a directory of the programs and services that are offered to communities and stakeholders around the creative economy. Development of tools and coordinated resources. So again, when MRI is thinking about something, are they actually thinking about what culture and tourism is doing? I keep saying culture first. I'd like to give them the lead on that, but it's tourism and culture. We talked about making the case toolkit for municipalities, and again, that's a little presentation that was borrowed from tourism, where they actually have a presentation that outlines the economic benefits, so they can communities can use that to communicate to their councils, to their chambers of commerce, and their business improvement areas to get support for these type of initiatives. We also want to share and communicate the various ministry initiatives in support of the creative economy, and keep that going on an ongoing basis, and work with the Martin Prosperity Institute and other partners on delivering that. And then again, I can't stress enough the importance of promoting the collaboration and policy and program development. I think something that Ontario as a government is really trying to promote here in the last little bit. So again, our next step is to share and communicate those resources. We're going to pilot the Ministry Community Economic Analysis tools that Carla was speaking about with various communities and measure those results in terms of the creative economy. We're going to continue efforts to collaborate and work with our stakeholders to develop these opportunities. We're going to celebrate and share best practices, and I think Prince Edward County has done a good job of that so far, and work with and support where we can the Monessen Centre to develop their Fall Creative Economy conference and other partners as requested. And then I think finally what we've done here is just provided you with some supporting papers that have been created throughout our work and by the different ministries, so they're all here in the one location. But again, I thank you for your kind attention today, and I know our panelists will be available for questions if you have some as well.
Thank you all. I know that some of our remote sites are leaving us as I speak, and I'd like to thank them again for joining us and for being present. The format of the Creative Economy Seminar Series has involved two parts. The first part is this open forum. The second part is a smaller discussion that typically has gone on upstairs. Because there are no classes, we're actually able to stay right here after we pause, let those who have to leave to continue with a Q&A session for a few minutes or as long as we need. I'd like to, before we start that discussion though, thank first of all our sponsors for today's event, Pella CFDC, Craig Desjardins is here representing the organisation, has been a faithful and incredible sponsor, so as the Ontario East Economic Development Commission. Dan, you indirectly represent them, and we thank both. We could not do this without them. I'd like to thank, of course, you all for being present. I'd like, before I thank our guests, to point out again that the slides, the videotape of this session, even the summary of the question and answer discussion that will continue in just a few minutes, that will all be available on the web. Before thanking our guests, let me point out that the next and final seminar will be on the 25th of May, and it will be a panel also. We felt we had to, you raised the bar, we had to rise to the challenge, and so we will have a panel including Craig Desjardins. We'll have Betsy Donald. We'll have a representative of the Martin Prosperity Institute and myself. And I would now like you to join me in thanking all 5 panelists.